I just figure I'm out of the loop totally now.
Just get her in board docs.
What'd you find,
Do
Nathan?
that.
Did you reset
Your
anything?
board docs.
Maybe your magic touch will fix it.
I doubt that. I broke it even more, it's guaranteed.
Well, if it's worse, I won't know anyway, so.
If we need the IT people by 12 minutes down there.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, the grandkids haven't been down. Okay, so I got the,
Yeah,
but
but
I
you
never
had
got
that
any,
problem
I never
from
got
Mary
the
Vicky.
agenda email. I actually got it up on my PC. I just got it up. I never had it emailed to me.
Do you have that set up with your right email?
Hmm?
Should be.
I want to set it up with the other email too, but I'm afraid to do anything.
Okay, we're going to call this meeting in order. Roll call.
Carla here.
Karen here.
Kathy here.
John here.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Carla,
Jerry, aye.
Karen, I.
Kathy, aye.
John.
Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Carla, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Karen, I.
Kathy, aye.
John.
Okay.
John, did you second that one?
Aye.
Thank you. No, did you second that?
Yes, yes, yes. Sorry.
Okay, resolution 2018 dash, pardon me?
Public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Open the public hearing. We will open the public hearing. I don't know why I always jump on it.
No comments? I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Carla, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Karen,
Kathy, aye.
John.
Okay, resolution 2018-56, resolution providing for the conveyance and transfer of title of property described herein by the City of Peosta, Iowa to Spiegel Family Realty, Iowa, LLC, and authorizing execution of the contract for exchange of real estate and delivery of deed. And that's to transfer the 40-some acres to AJ and 8-something to us. I guess this is just to transfer that to him. Correct?
Both.
Both?
This is 56.
Yes.
I'll make a motion for resolution 56, resolution providing conveyance and transfer title property deeded herein by the City of Peosta to Spiegel Family Realty, LLC, authorizing the execution of contract for exchange of real estate and delivery of deed.
I'll second.
Carla, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Karen, I.
Kathy, aye.
John.
Okay. Resolution approving contract for grant administration with ECIA and for the EDA grant. That is resolution 2018-57. Resolution of the City of Peosta approving the contract for 2018 EDA grant administration with the East Central Intergovernmental Association.
I'll make a motion approving resolution 2018-57, approving contract for grant administration with ECIA for the EDA grant.
Second.
Carla, aye.
Jerry, aye.
Karen, I.
Kathy, aye.
John.
Okay, thank you. Employee dental renewal. Adam?
Good evening, everyone. You should have received in your packet, I'm going to go through this tonight. It is the spreadsheet showing the quotes that we received outside of Delta Dental. As a quick reminder, on the Delta Dental, we received a renewal. Rates went up a little bit, but since we have someone that just has their spouse on the plan, we're able to not include them on full family, so you can have them an employee spouse, which actually brought the premiums down overall about 3.5% from what we were paying before. Okay. So we went out to 3 different companies. The first 2 options where it says like dental plan 1, dental plan 3, that's Wellmark. Okay. We went to Sun Life and then we went to United Healthcare. Okay. Really the first plan there from Wellmark, it's offering a savings. The downfall with that plan is you're reducing the orthodontia benefit by $500 for an employee. Okay. Then the next option with Wellmark, obviously, you're adding more benefits for the employee, which increase costs. Okay. We went to Sun Life because Sun Life handles the life and the disability for you guys currently. Yes, it is a savings, the benefits do match, but I would caution you moving forward with that option. Sun Life, when it comes to dentists, they don't really join a lot of networks, okay? And so Sun Life's network is not going to be very strong in this area, and so in order to receive benefits, you're going to have to probably travel. But you can always go to the out-of-network dentist, okay? But then unfortunately, you can see the benefits that employees would receive would be reduced pretty significantly, okay? So yes, we would save a lot of money, or not a lot, we would save some money, but understand that that would probably be at cost to the employees, okay? And then the last 3 options are United Healthcare. That first option with United Healthcare, I like that option. It does increase the benefits for the employees. You have preventative services covered at 100% versus the employees right now pay 20%. And then you can see the benefits match for the orthodontia and then the calendar year maximum. One thing, like I mentioned, that dentists don't join networks, okay? And so what a lot of companies will do, they'll use what's called a passive PPO, meaning go wherever you want. The benefits remain the same no matter if it's in-network or out-of-network. Obviously, if you go to an in-network dentist, there's going to be a contract there, and the employees will receive a better discount from that, okay? If you go to someone that's out of the network, basically what they use is usual and customary charges, okay? And they go to the 90th percentile. So the easiest way to describe this is we have 100 dentists in the area. Basically, they're going to reimburse the dentists that are in the 90th percentile, so the bottom 90 charging are going to basically be covered at 100% for preventative care. It's the easiest way to describe it. But if you end up going to one of those dentists that are in that top 10 tier, then you actually could get balance billed. So here's an example. Let's say you have care that's, you go get your cleanings and the bill was $100. United Healthcare only reimburses to the 90th percentile, and that charges $95, okay? So they're gonna reimburse that dentist $95. The problem then is that dentist has an option to balance bill the employee for $5 more, okay? Unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to get a listing of what these are. You find out kind of the hard way of, top charging dentists. Typically, it only becomes an issue if you have your preventative services covered at 100%, because then someone goes in there and they say, hey, I'm going to get my cleaning, I don't have to pay anything, and all of a sudden they get a bill at home for $3 or $4. And typically, go ahead.
I'm sorry, are you saying that they don't supply you with a list of dentists that are?
Well, they'll supply us with a list of dentists that are in the network. But to have them go around and survey the dentists and have them tell you exactly what they're charging and how much they're charging, they won't provide that. And so for us to be able to go and say, hey, avoid Dr. Smith because Dr. Smith is the top charging dentist in the area, we're not going to be able to receive that information. So does that answer the question?
Go ahead.
It looks like the coverage is actually better than the one we have now currently.
It is.
Exactly. I'm just wondering how you discovered that then. Does it pay? I mean, if you already go to a dentist, can the employee go to that dentist and say, how do you deal with this? Or
yeah, you can. And I will say, if you ask your dentist, hey, we're going to either move forward with Delta Dental or we're going to move forward with United Healthcare, dentists hate United Healthcare because their reimbursements are low. But again, are we here to serve the dentist or are we here to help the employees? And again, it's going to be a tough decision because with United Healthcare, I would venture to guess if you pool the dentists compared to Delta, I would venture, this is a guess, 10% of the dentists probably participate in United Healthcare's network, okay? And that's why we have to use that passive option to where you can go wherever you want. The benefits are going to be the same, you know, meaning they're going to be paid no matter if it's in network or out of network. And again, the balanced billing, yeah, it sounds scary, but I have probably 90% of my clients are on that passive type of option just because you can see it's cheaper. It's a better option for both the employee and the employer if they're paying for some of it. And I have yet to have someone come to me and say, hey, you know, I got this balanced bill, what's going on? The thing is, I tell them up front, this is what could happen. If you get that balanced bill, that means your dentist is charging quite a bit. So I would go back to them as a consumer and say, hey, I got a balanced bill for $4. Can you just, you know, eat that cost? A lot of times they do.
Right.
You know, just because they already know they're charging a lot more. The downfall with United Healthcare is since they're not going to have that contract, meaning they're not going to have a negotiated price with that United Healthcare and that dentist, is they're just going to reimburse X amount of dollars. Typically, if you have that agreement and that contract, it's actually going to be a lower amount, meaning it's not going to eat away at the employee's cost as much. So when we use a passive option, that those, you know, let's say, for example, your preventative services or your basic services are covered at 80%, and if we're comparing apples to apples and they're both 80, it's going to cost the employee more with United Healthcare than it is with Delta because they have that contract in place. Does that make sense, or am I losing people?
You're saying if you have United Healthcare that they're going to charge a different charge than they are with.
There's not a contract.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Do they? Is that what they go by, or? I mean,
Yeah. So
they're going to have a contracted amount for Delta Dental, but they're going to charge a different amount if you have United Healthcare.
Yeah, so here's the best way to describe it. Let's say I'm a dentist and you come to see me, and I have a contract with Delta, and you have Delta. For every procedure that's in place, there's an agreed amount of money that's going to be reimbursed to me from Delta as a dentist for the procedures you receive. Okay. So what happens, and it's like if you're familiar with like hospitals, where if there's a contract and you have insurance, here's your price. But if you see on your cash price, you know, before they take all those discounts, that's basically what they're going to charge United Healthcare.
I did have Delta Dental, and we don't have dental insurance now, but our charge is the same. I mean, it's.
Meaning?
They're not charging any more or less than when we did have Delta.
So
$120 for a cleaning.
correct. So that they're gonna charge $120, but Delta Dental may only reimburse $90, versus they're gonna have, United Healthcare is gonna reimburse up to that 90th percentile, and if it's not, you know, if it's $110, then that employee could get balanced billed. But understand, $90 is only going to count towards your maximum for Delta, but under United Healthcare, it could be $110. Does that make sense, or am I?
Well, not really, because it says it covers 100% of preventative. So how can they say that if they're not actually going to cover 100%?
Because it's that 90th percentile. Because if you go to that top 10 charging, no, if it's your bill's $90 and they reimburse $90, it's going to be covered at 100%. But if it's $92 and United Healthcare only reimburse $90, you as the employer are going to get a balance bill for $2. So
It seems like a false statement.
from me,
You know,
No.
from them, saying that they're gonna cover 100%,
Well, and
and then they
that's-
don't actually cover 100%.
yeah, but see, and that's where basically in the benefit summary, it'll say up to the 90th percentile. So that's where it's important to understand, and if I were to communicate to the employees that, hey, it's up to this X amount, understand that it could be that you get balanced.
Sure. And how many tiers did you say there were? 2
Uh,
tiers of dentists, or 3, or?
Basically, you're gonna have in-network and out-of-network.
Oh, okay. But not with this one. Because they
Everything,
don't have.
you're still gonna have in-network dentists and not in-network dentists. Because you're gonna still have some dentists that will contract with United Healthcare.
Oh.
It's preferred to go there because you're gonna get a better price. But the benefits remain the same, assuming we stay in the 90th percentile, no matter if you're in-network or out-of-network.
And we don't have that list of in-network.
I can provide it pretty quickly, yeah.
Which could be helpful,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
If they're in-network and
Right.
it's what everybody uses.
Then there wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would say, most likely, like I said, you're not gonna have your dentist in network. It's gonna be your, I shouldn't say that, because it's gonna be most likely your Aspen Dental, kind of your chain dentist, instead of a Dr. Smith who's down the road and he has his own little practice. That's just historically how dentists network. They are historically in Deltas, they're historically in Walmarts and maybe one other. They just don't join networks for some reason. And I'll provide the UHC dentist list of, is 50 miles sufficient from Peosta?
Yeah, that should be.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions on any of the dental?
So really, the current plan, majority of it could be out of network anyway, right?
I would venture to guess that most of them are in network with Delta.
Oh, it's just the other one's different.
Yeah, United Healthcare just does not join. And I'm surprised Sun Life actually quoted it with in-network versus out-of-network. Typically, they're going to use that 90th percentile as well.
Do any of you guys use the dental? Do you like it?
Yep. They cover, I mean, I take my family to dentist in Guttenberg and it's like $120 a month for everybody. I like it on it. It's not orthodontic. I'm happy with it. I mean, I haven't searched any other plans or anything like that. I'm happy with it.
Guttenberg for the orthodontic work or for?
No, for just the cleaning and stuff.
Oh.
The orthodontic makes it with the people.
We had the orthodontia for the kids when they were on, I'm not on the dental plan anymore, but when the kids were on orthodontia, it did very well with that, in my opinion.
Knowing what you know, which one do you like best?
If I'm
If you're the consumer.
if I'm a consumer, I'd pick Delta Dental 100 times out of 100.
Why?
Because even though that the providers should not stereotype you based off of the company that you carry, that card you carry, they will, and they just hate United Healthcare. The only reason I know that I have a few dentist friends, and I always pick their brain because MetLife was a hot one for a while. MetLife was on fire with their dental. A lot of people moved to them.
MetLife also with the eye coverage.
Yeah.
And everybody hated that.
Yeah.
If you walked in an eye place and mentioned it, they wanted you to walk back out.
Yeah, and so you just hear those things. I will say I have companies and clients that are with United Healthcare and they don't have any issues with the dentist. I have some that they absolutely hate it. You know, but if I'm a consumer, I'm going to either pick Walmart or Delta. Now, again, if I'm paying for it, that's a whole different conversation. You know, can I take a little bit of that heartburn, you know, to maybe save some money? But I would choose Delta if you asked me personally.
So going back to the renewal plan then with Delta, you show a 3.5% savings at the bottom, but the family's charge is up and the employee just a base rate is up too. Where's the actual savings at?
Yeah, so essentially what happened was if you look at the current, you can see where we had 4 people on an employee plan and 5 people on the family, okay? They only offered 2 different tiers. Either you're on a single plan or a family plan. Delta moved to a 4-tiered system this year, and we were able to have someone that was on a family plan, all they had was them and their spouse. And we can move them to that spouse tier, which essentially is saving the $107 minus the $64.42 a month.
How much does the employee pay?
For a single plan, it's $3 per pay period. For a family plan, it's $6 per pay period.
So that isn't going to affect the employees at all?
No.
This one?
No, it's pretty close. And if it's a good plan, everybody likes it, and that's the one you recommend, just stick with it. Yeah.
because we have a bunch of unknowns as far as
Out of network.
the out-of-network and the, what you call it, the fill pay.
The passive PPO?
That's the one.
I'm all right with knowing. I'll make a motion to renew with Delta Dental Plan
I'll second.
Caroline,
A. Jerry, aye.
Karen, I.
Kathy, I.
John,
Thanks, Adam.
You're welcome.
Okay,
With that, because we do have one that'll be on the employee spouse, what do you want that charge to be per pay period then? We've got 3 for single, 6 for family, do you want to split that?
$450.
sure.
Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, FedEx sign permit.
It's like they're gonna get some color.
Looks like it.
Somebody hit it with the plow last year.
Oh.
Somebody,
So this is a
the one out by the road.
replacement,
Yeah.
not a new sign? I mean, it's a
Yeah.
new sign, but they had one there already.
Yeah.
I think they added a couple more, but they aren't mounted, are they? Or they aren't?
Hmm?
The-
No, it's just
Small
Oh,
signs.
little signs on the fence.
Yeah, on the fence, they got some.
But the big one's right down by the road. It's kind of falling apart.
Is that, it's not in our right of way, is it?
No, I don't think so.
It's going the same place it was, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and they should be
It's
all
up
right.
there a ways. I think it looks good.
Well, you're the experts. We'll go with you. Do we need to do
Yes.
anything?
Make a motion on it? Approve it?
I'll make a motion to approve the sign for FedEx.
I'll second.
Caroline,
Jerry, aye.
Karen, I.
Kathy, I.
John,
Okay, fiscal year 18 annual examination.
We had a copy of this last time, didn't we?
I believe we did, yes.
We need to make a motion to accept it.
Typically we do.
Pardon me?
Typically we do.
You can't get it up. Somebody else have to make the motion.
I'll make a motion for the fiscal year 18 annual examination by Conner Firms.
I'll second.
Caroline,
Jerry, aye.
Karen, I.
Kathy, I.
John,
Okay, parking restriction ordinance discussion.
I had a little bit of concern about that. What about in front of the church there? We have,
That's-
that's their property.
That's,
isn't it?
no, that's our property.
see, we've got on the north side, we have a gap where they can park, but we don't have that in front of the church. And I don't know if we need it or.
What do you mean? I'm not following.
Peosta Street on the west side of Highway 20 interchange, Royal Oaks Drive and Castle Drive to Old Highway Drive. Well, maybe there isn't a gap there, is there?
There is.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
space there, an extra space. It's wider there between Royal Oaks and Cashel.
So we addressed that, but we didn't address in front of the church.
We have that in there, we have the spot for the church in there, and then it isn't on the, I mean, on Beacon, it's off, it's not in the right of way. It's easy enough, we can definitely include it or not include it, but appears to be, I mean, it looks like we're treating it more as a parking lot
Right.
off the city street. Or not, you can't park on the street, but there's that, it's a lot.
Right.
Is that ours or is that the church's?
That's ours, right? Am I correct? That's,
We believe it is ours, yes.
yeah.
Well, maybe Beacon decided it wasn't, so we don't have to worry about it.
We've always called it ours.
They call it theirs. Legitimate question.
I don't know whether it needs to be addressed or not, I just happened to notice the
Yeah,
discrepancy.
no, we had that, we had it in there actually, and then the closer we looked at it, we thought it was almost more confusing.
Yeah, I think it's more a parking lot than a street parking. Because there is a rollover curb there.
Yeah, a little raised
Yeah.
curve.
So I wouldn't think that'd have to be in here.
Okay.
I know years ago, when we plowed that with McLean's, when we plowed for the city, we built a church for that.
Oh, did you?
I don't know, maybe something has changed.
Well,
That could be possible though, if it's our property, but they utilize it for a parking lot, they could have agreed to pay for it.
Well, it was there before the street, actually, so.
as long as I can remember, we've always considered it ours. We've always called it ours, part of the parking lot.
Yeah, very well could be.
Yeah.
I know, Mark informed us, but like I never were plowing for the city, that was built to the church. So,
Yeah, okay.
I don't wanna find that out though.
But the
Just,
city does the plowing now, and nobody
do we plow that?
We've been plowing since I've started here. I never dug in this on any map to see if we own the property, but we always plow it.
Just for future
That's
reference, we might wanna
interesting,
just
yeah.
find out.
Yeah,
maybe they're waiting for that big bill.
well, I'm sure the church isn't gonna say it.
Right, that's what I'm
If somebody's plowing,
Yeah.
well, they're not gonna
They're not gonna say,
voice
hey,
their opinion. Hey, you can't plow that.
The only other thing is there's two number 3s here instead of a 3 and a 4.
sure.
Yelena Drive on the south side from Cox Springs Road to Thunder Hills Road is number 3, and so is Peosta Street.
Got it.
Otherwise, I think it's all right.
Okay, so then we'll just bring it to the next meeting for the first official reading.
Okay.
Do you want to do that in 3 meetings, or do you want to do it in 1?
I think we just do it in one. Waive the second and third reading.
We don't put nothing up there by the park, do we? On Cox Springs?
No, there really isn't any place for them to park there.
There's no room there anyway.
No.
Either side of the
So then
road.
what happens on the side streets then when people are parked there? They're allowed to then?
Side streets for where?
Well, like church, when they park there by the truck stop.
Oh,
What happens on those days?
Enterprise
And when
Drive.
you're going down Enterprise Drive for the t-shirt sale and you park there.
well, they kind of get off on the gravel there, though. They're not really on the roadway.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Enterprise Drive isn't on this.
No.
No,
Yeah.
that's what she was asking, is we need to address that.
Oh, if you need to add it, yeah.
When they park semis and stuff on it, I mean, I wouldn't people that do that. Just-
Say that again?
There's semis and stuff parked there all the time that need to be parked there, so it's really hard to make that no parking, enterprise and or cap.
Maybe we left that alone until,
That's kind of why they've been adding that little extension on the side of the road up even further so we can kind of get off the road when they sit there and wait. So, and there's plenty of room. They always get off the road there for the church. They're down into the grass almost, and they plow pretty far over to give them room, so I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, we good?
Looking at this GIS map, I think that the parking lot by the church definitely is in our right of way, so I'm sure it's ours.
Yeah, like I said, as long as I've been around, we've always considered it ours.
Yeah,
Well, then does that mean we need to exempt it, or what do we need to do?
Exempted
I don't
from
think so, 'cause
the parking?
It's also,
From the ordinance?
it's definitely in the right of way, but it's also definitely not part of the street.
Right.
Right, because we just consider it a parking lot.
Yeah,
No one's parking on the street.
right.
Well, in other words, we have to keep plowing it. I don't know that it's any problem at all. I just noticed that there was some exempted space north, but then we had the parking lot at the church, and I didn't know how it'd work.
Yeah, see the one up at the church got the curb, the rollover curb, where over at Royal Oaks there is no curb between that parking area and the actual street. We good? Okay, yeah, so if we get that to the next meeting. All right, home rule proclamation. Whereas home rule is essential to effective and responsive municipal governance in Iowa and provides flexibility to make decisions at the local level where decisions are made closest to the people they impact and can be tailored to fit local conditions, needs, and concerns in order to better serve taxpayers. Whereas City of Peosta supports home rule and the power it provides to make local decisions that best reflect the residents of our community. Whereas the citizens of Iowa approved the adoption of the home rule in the Constitution of Iowa on November 5th, 1968. Whereas this is the 50th year of municipal home rule in Iowa. Whereas home rule continues to be vital to the health and prosperity of all cities in Iowa. Now therefore, I, Larry Mesher, Mayor of Peosta, Iowa, do hereby recognize the 50th anniversary of municipal home rule in Iowa and proudly support its continued authority. Okay, other business correspondence. Whitney or Karen have anything?
I have a couple things. I think it's probably good to talk about, the mayor discussed, and I discussed a special meeting on December 18th. There are a few things that need to be discussed, namely, a possible property purchase, Bird's family reapproach the mayor, and we've had some discussion on that. So I think the best way, it sounds like, to do this, I know the Bird's family wants to be here for part of that, so I think we would, it may be structured more like a work session, but we're gonna have to call it an actual meeting because we will want to go into closed session after we meet with the families, so then you guys can talk numbers and strategy and negotiating positions and all that. So I would recommend that we start the meeting, you guys can have a conversation with the family, and then at some point we can go into closed session via the provision of the code that allows us to go into closed session when you're talking about real estate acquisition. So I think that would be best. And we only have one other meeting in December, so try not to work you guys too hard. Also, we do need to, Pat Callahan would be ashamed of me if I did not mention that we need to update the capital improvement plan probably before we start working on the budget, which is pretty soon. So, I guess I'm open to your guys' willingness to suffer, and if you want to try to do that all at once, if you want to delay the capital planning conversation until after that meeting, if you think that may affect that. I would say I think we could at least go through the first meeting in January, but we really definitely have to have capital planning done in January, preferably the first half.
And we're gonna have Pat help us with that, or are we gonna do that in-house?
I will, yep, I'll take care of it.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, no, he emailed me shortly before I started. You gotta make sure you get that. But he obviously, there's a great foundation with all the work he did in 2014. So it's a lot. It's just some more updating, and we'll just build on what he has.
It probably makes more sense to figure out what's gonna happen first, right?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be part of that, either in or out, right?
Okay, so maybe that first meeting in January, we'll do capital planning. Do you guys prefer to do
Do we
it?
want to have a meeting the first week in January?
Well, I don't know what, that totally depends on your guys' preference. If you would rather come, like, we could do a work session from 5 to 6 before a regular council meeting, or, like, I don't know if you guys prefer to be here a lot of different days for short periods of time, or just come on one day and bleed together.
Makes no difference to me.
It doesn't make any difference to me either. We can do it all in one day.
I would prefer that.
Yeah.
If,
Okay, so
if
maybe
it's
that
okay
part-
with people.
Okay, do you want to go, does 5, can everybody get here at 5?
No? Carla
Can
can?
you?
I can make it work.
Well, no, I mean, or we could do 6 to 7, regular council meeting at 7, it's no big deal, we just publish differently.
Makes no difference to me.
And we usually try to, we have a light agenda, but
Are we talking December 18th or are we talking January?
we're talking January,
Can we work on the capital improvement plan before that? Kind of update and, you know,
We gotta-
yeah, I'll
Kind of
send
be
out some
familiar with
emails.
it?
Yes, yeah, so we can get, because I want to compile you guys' lob projects and ideas that we do, so we can have all that documentation in one spot, and then we can kind of hash things out. Yeah, so that's good, I mean, that gives more time, that gives us more time to
Do we have to do more with the sewage plant before the end of December, or is it ready to go?
It's ready to go, we really won't have much to do with the sewage plant for.
And what about amending 2018, what are we, 18, 19? 19?
We're in 19.
we're 19, we're gonna be in 19's budget.
Yeah, no, the next thing you guys will have to do regarding the sewer plant will probably relate to more sewer rates.
That's where we need to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, that just helps figure out what else we need to get done, what our revenues can cover, and what.
So that was on the 8th.
So what was that, what was that date gonna be?
January.
January what?
January 8th, yeah, Tuesday, regular meeting.
6 o'clock, you think, council meeting? Or are we gonna
She
do
wanted
this
to meet before that, if that's okay.
Well, whatever you guys want, yeah.
Well, we're gonna meet on the 18th.
December 18th.
December.
Yeah, December 18th.
January 8th.
Yes.
Is December 18th, is that gonna be 6 o'clock? Or
Yes.
But the 8th is gonna be
5 o'clock?
I mean, whatever you guys can get.
5?
Here, can you make it there?
5:30? You want to
Yeah,
5?
I'm good at 5.
Are
5?
you okay with that, Carla?
Yeah.
5 works for me.
Okay, so we'll just go 5 to 6 capital planning, 6 regular meeting. And that should be early enough if there are some things we need to follow up on, we can do that and finalize it later in January.
Anything else?
No, I'm working on, some policy things that I'll talk to you about later. It's just kind of standardizing and formalizing some stuff we do in the office, so it's kind of documented, but yeah, I'll visit with you about that later. So no, we're-
Karen, did you have anything?
I do not.
Matt or Dean have anything?
Yeah, those boys, those flags. I know you got the email, what are they? Different there.
What?
The locate flags.
Yeah,
Where's
the
locating the water, locating the water and sewer there? Someone wants to directionally drill or bore something through town, but they wanna know where everything is before they plan their route where they're going through town.
Okay, cause you know, how long do they have to be in there, what, you know the neighbors get freaked out then.
Where's the water, drains the
First thing
sewer.
they say, yeah. What are those for?
And I couldn't tell you what they were planning on boring through town, or they planned on boring something, they planned on putting something through town, I don't know what it is.
That's something else we need to work on too, is permits for these companies that come into town and,
Find out if it's fiber or what they're
yeah,
doing.
so we know what they're doing and where they're doing it. It doesn't have to be a chargeable permit, but a permit, so we know if there's a problem, we know who to contact. Yes.
This was where I've never gotten one like this. This never went to Karen. It came right to Pat's email through one call. It didn't actually come through because it's a prelim construction thing, it's weird. I couldn't see one like it. Cause you didn't get, I'm sure you didn't get it. I forwarded it to Sean today. Yeah.
It's basically just information for them to bid the job.
Mhm.
So they know, you know, they got.
I understand that, but when you see a flag out
Right,
there.
correct.
Tearing something up, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Are we good?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Carla, Kathy,
John, I.
We are adjourned.